Hi, welcome to Next Level Leadership Media, where this is the place that you get your leadership fix. I am Davetta Collins, and not only am I the host of this show, but I am the executive publisher of the Commercial Voice Real Estate Magazine for BOMA Suburban Chicago. Our controlled circulation penetrates predominantly the northwest suburban area of Chicago, as well as northwest Indiana, inner city. We're just all over in the state of Illinois, Wisconsin, and beyond. However, it is a whole lot of professionals within the commercial industry that are operating and delegating in their leadership role. That's why today, just as you watch this show, I'm going to talk about the law of authority. Now, there's many laws that there is for leadership, and typically, it's not a rule law or a legal law or something that you look and go get a lawyer for, but it's just certain things that must take place as a role that you have in a leadership position. So with the law of authority, it's not as black and white as it may sound, because many of us as leaders in today's society may not know how to operate within this particular law. First of all, let me give you insight on what a law is, okay? Typically, we look at a law as rules, we look at regulations, and if you break those things according to law, there's consequences, okay? That's not what I'm referring to. That's not where I'm coming from. Right now, I'm coming from the insight and the definition of law as it being a prescriptive use. Law is a usage of how we have to prescribe it to people according to who they are. And that's what leadership does. Leadership works with people according to who they are and not more so what they do. Managers have a tendency to manage people and look at what they do and make sure they do it right and make sure they do it effectively and make sure they do it the way it's supposed to be done. And that's good management, okay? But when we're talking about a leadership and a prescriptive use based upon the law, and I'm going to go more into authority, we're talking about those that are around you, those who are working with you, those that are part of your team. We have to know how to really, really connect with them in a prescriptive way that is tailored just for them. Now, that takes some insight, that takes being able to connect, that takes you understanding who you are before you more so deal with people or work with people according to who they are. Think about it. I can have a certain ailment in my body, and you can have the same ailment in your body. However, the dosage that the doctor may prescribe to me, particularly for pain medication, it may be a lesser or greater dosage for myself, depending on my makeup, depending on my body, depending on my frame, depending on other things that's going on with me at that time. Same prescription, but a different dosage. Okay, same diagnoses, but we may have a different medicine prescribed to us for that, because there's different names, different kinds of medicine for a particular diagnosis. So I'm using that for an example because that's the way the law of authority works. That's the way any law works in my book, in my mind. Because realistically, if I just give it to one person the same way I gave it to the next person and the next person and the next person, and it's just a prescriptive use according to how I see it, I may have a tendency to delegate inappropriately. I may have a tendency to abuse that person in a way that they're not able to handle the way I'm delivering it, how I'm giving it, what I'm giving, and when I'm giving it. I have to be sensitive in some cases to people that I'm working with and sit back and understand how am I prescribing each thing that I want to operate in and the authority that I have according to my team and the team members. So with the law of authority, I just really, really want to bring more clarity because we all have to walk in authority. There's no leader that does not walk into his or her authority to make leadership decisions. Now, let's talk about authority, because authority literally, according to the Webster definition, means to have the power. And as a leader who are leading a team, you do have a certain level of power. It's the power to enforce obedience, make decisions, and also the power to make things happen and give the orders that you want to give. So many of us like to give orders, but we don't want to take the responsibility. When I say give orders but don't take the responsibility, let me break down responsibility. I'm a word person. I love words. I love dissecting words. I love understanding the meaning of words and various applications of how I use that. So for me, having responsibility is having the ability to respond appropriately and according to every situation. Many of us don't know how to take responsibility. We know how to pay bills. We know how to set budgets. We know how to give assignments. We know how to give orders. We know how to do that. But do we really know how to respond and have the ability to respond to every situation that is case sensitive to every person? Now, just because it's case sensitive don't mean you have to be passive. Just because it's case sensitive don't mean you have to be dominant. Just because it's case sensitive don't have to be big or small. It's understanding. It's gaining an understanding of what's happening, and not more so the person, but the dynamics that are around you in your environment to shapen the thinking of that person. You know, I've been working with people developing leaders and training leaders and building a team. This is not new for me, and this is the reason why I do have this show, because I have been doing this for a little bit over 30 years, okay? And one of the things in working with people, you have to understand everyone is not from the same mindset that you are. Everyone is not from the same culture that you are. Everyone is not from was a product of the same environment that you were. People have various things that contribute to their thinking, such as their environment, their culture, their gender, their own personal responsibilities, their ethnicity. There's a lot of contributing factors. And oftentimes we want to put those in categories and just put those persons in boxes, but we have to understand what shapes the thinking of people. And a lot of times those thoughts that shape in the mindset of those persons are not the thoughts that they share with you. That's not the thoughts that we are permitted to talk about, particularly in a business setting. It's not the thoughts that we even talk about in a personal setting. A lot of us as people, we just privately deal with things, fail to realize that what we privately deal with us privately, and eventually it comes out in a public manner where you have an expectation from someone. They're not able to give according to that expectation, and typically it's called a capacity. So where I'm going with this is that you can have an ability, but just because I have an ability don't mean I have the capacity. And I can have a capacity to do a whole lot of work, and I can have the capacity to come to work every day, and I can have the capacity to get a promotion, and I can have the capacity to work my way up the ladder. But that don't mean I have the ability to know how to respond to people according to the prescriptive use that they need based upon the authority, the power that I have in that position as a leader. And that's what the law of authority is. We really, really have to understand that the greatest part of having the law of authority and operating in the law of authority is making decisions. Making decisions at the proper time, for the proper purpose, and communicating that decision in a proper manner. Now, just because I communicate it don't mean in a proper manner, don't mean I have to be passive, and it doesn't mean I have to be dominant, but it has to be able to walk in authority. That's really what it is. Sometimes, as a great leader, think about it. You want everybody to get along. You want everybody to just no problems and everything is just working wonderfully. But realistically, that's not going to happen. People, it's inevitable, will bring their problems to your environment. They will bring their mindsets, and they want you to come down to them. And what leaders do, next level leaders, we're always looking of how we could take people to the next level. And sometimes that means I have to enforce. I enforce where I am, enforce what I'm doing, enforce the vision that I see that other people don't see, but as a leader, I see that. So when I walk in that authority, the law of authority, I have to make decisions and say, you know what? I may have given you 3 days off or 2 days off, or you can call in sick and you call in that. But sometimes you just have to say, you know what? This is not acceptable at this point, at this season of where we're going. I need you to get a little bit more grit about yourself, just a little bit more. And so oftentimes we don't understand how people need to develop grit. They need to have some perseverance about themselves, because they will take your time and they will delegate your time when leadership knows how to delegate time to get results. It is now a season and it is now a time in our world, in the marketplace, in your organization, in your business, in your ministry, in your church, or in your home, in your community, that it's time to get results that's going to take us as a people, regardless of who you are, to the next level. Even as I stated in one of the shows previously, no one wants to stay the same all the time. But however, either you're going to go two ways. Either you're going to go up, or either you're going to go down. Either you're going to go forward, or either you're going to go backwards. And that's what we have to understand. Leadership is about forward thinkers. If you're a next level leader, I promise you, you are a forward thinker. You're a forward thinker. You're just moving forward. You're moving forward. You're moving forward. And it doesn't matter what the obstacles come your way. It doesn't matter if the challenges is coming your way. That's why you are a leader. Leaders, next level leaders, they thrive on problems. They thrive on creating solutions for problems. And when that barrier comes, we have to know how to walk in our law of authority, because it's time to go to the next level. I'm going to come right back to you. I'm going to take a break and I want you to listen to this commercial, and we're going to get a little bit more in depth of what the law of authority is and the timing that you're in, and how to bring more awareness to who you are, that you may go to the next level. I'm Dee Collins, publisher of the Commercial Voice Real Estate Magazine, as well as the host of Next Level Leadership Media. And this is your Leadership Fix. I'll be right back.
Next level leadership. What does that mean? Leadership fixes. We are a unique organization with a unique approach to training leaders, developing leaders, your leaders within your organization, within your churches, your ministry, your nonprofits. We cover the entire gamut of leadership development through mastermind groups, through seminars, through workshops, through legacy leadership summits. And it doesn't stop there. We have a media division which brands not only your company, but your leadership message. You have a story as a leader to tell and to be heard. And with our company, we allow your voice to be heard through social media, through digital media, through print, as well as television. Leadership Fix. Next Level Leadership, Next Level Leadership Media. Call 1-855-430-LEAD, LEAD. Hope to hear from you soon.
Well, there you have it. Senior executive and client relations right here at the Commercial Voice Real Estate Magazine, as well as Next Level Leadership Media, Michelle Obasi. And boy, did she bring it to you. But we really, 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 really want to come into your company, your church, your organization, and help you build a dynamic, powerful team. Let me tell you something. One thing that I recognize as a leader is that I wouldn't be where I am if it wasn't for the powerful team that has been given unto me. Not going out and looking, just not going out doing and just to be doing, but having people who are standing with you, and having people that are buying not into a paycheck, but they have bought into a vision. And the vision is being implemented every day as we're going to the next level. So yes, we have mastermind groups. We can come in, we want to come in and help develop your team by getting into the mind, because everyone has a mastermind. Now, everybody might know how to use their mastermind. Everybody might not know how to think, because a very small percentage of people know how to critically think. So I'm talking about implementing critical thinking skills that will take your team, not just as a collective body, but as individuals first, to the next level within their own heart, their mind, and their thinking, that they may be more productive within the workplace. Performance. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. Let me say that again for you. I call it the 5 P's. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. And what that requires is your team, the people that are on your staff, having a quality time, just 1 hour a week, that they can sit down in the workplace with someone outside of yourself, challenging their minds and their thinking to take the business, the organization, your mission to the next level. Oftentimes when you work with so many people all the time, your voice becomes like Charlie Brown. They think they already know what you're thinking when they think that you're going to say what you're going to say. And that doesn't necessarily be true. So that's why sometimes it's good for what your business stands for is to have enforcement. And that's the law of authority. To have enforcement to come in to build up the people that they may increase in productivity. We have lunch and learns. We have seminars. And the main thing that we want you all to engage in, particularly you as a CEO, particularly you as a top executive, particularly yourself as a manager, because really you have to take care of yourself, because you're always walking in that law of authority, making decisions, and making decisions, and it's decision after decision. And let me tell you something, one decision requires another decision requires another decision. Where's your self-care? Where are you stepping out, stepping away from all the madness sometime? Not just going on vacation and where work piled up and you come back and it seems like you've never been on vacation. Not just taking a sick day because you don't feel good, and you know what, you really do feel good, but you're just going to say you don't feel good because you need a day. But realistically, nothing has changed internally within your corporation or within your setting. You just got a little break, but there was no change. And that's why our next level leadership legacy summits for CEOs, top executives are very critical. And you're going to know more about it and learn more about it. But in the meantime, before I go back into the law of authority, I want you to call 1-855-430-LEAD. The number is right there at the bottom of your screen. And I want you to get more information. I want you to engage with us. I want you to tell us about who you are. Because not only that, we're here to provide more brand awareness, brand expansion to your business and your mission. As I stated before, and you're going to hear me say it over and over again, people do business predominantly with the who as opposed to the what. So we are very client-centered here. It's not about us. Guess what? It's all about you. And that's leadership. Leadership is nothing about yourself. It's nothing about your business. It's predominantly about the client that you serve. And here at Next Level Leadership Media, we add value to our clients. You're looking at me right now. But what my goal and my aspiration is that they see you on this television show. People hear your voice. That's why it's called the commercial voice. And it doesn't make a difference of what industry you're in. You still have a voice. You still have a message. You still have a vision. You still have a purpose. You still have a story to tell. And everyone loves stories. Even little kids. Tell me a story, mommy. Everyone loves stories. And adults love stories too. So we expect to see you. We expect to hear from you. Once again, call 1-855-430-LEAD. And if you have any questions, ask for me, Dave Adam Collins, and I'll be happy to answer any questions. So let's get back into law of authority, because I want to come in. I got a few more minutes, and I'm just speaking these things to challenge your mindset, bring up some things about you and your team that you might not be aware of, or it may just provoke your thoughts. And that's the whole point. Because the law of authority, who are you walking in authority? Why are you walking in some type of authority if you don't have a team? So everyone have a measure of authority that they have to walk in. And the first authority that I have to govern, and the first authority that I have to take action upon, is governing myself. It's called self-control, self-temperament. It's knowing how to walk in that authority with boldness, but yet humility, and knowing how to effectively communicate. Let me say this to you now, and this is the truth. So I'm going to look straight in the camera so you can make sure you look in my eyes, okay? Many people, first of all, I teach communication skills, effective communication, not from a publishing standpoint, but from a power coach, from a life and relationship expert, other work and professions that I fulfill and do as I engage with people. And first of all, many people don't know how to effectively communicate. Think about it. Many divorces are taking place. Many relationships are distorted. Many things are taking place in our society, and all of it stems from ineffective communication. Many people are talking, but they don't really know the art and the skill of effective communication. Now, in order to walk in your law of authority, first of all, it requires a little bit more than effective communication, even if you do know how to effectively communicate. Many people can effectively communicate, but they don't know how to connect. Connecting with people causes you to walk in your authority according to that prescriptive use, not more so for people, but more so for myself. I have to understand what is prescribed to me, for me, with me, and how to utilize it on behalf of me. See, if I'm not understanding myself, guess what? I'm not going to get an understanding of other people. You know, I'm a mother of two wonderful, powerful young ladies, and I always tell them, where you are, I've been there. Where I am, you're striving to get there. See, that's the difference, okay? I understand where they are, and I had to learn, and I had to grow from the place where they are. But now I have a greater understanding. They see me, and they see me operate, and they work in the business with me. But they don't know me based upon my law of authority because I'm not operating as a mother. But they fail to realize it was the entrepreneur that was feeding them when they were a little girl. It was the entrepreneur that was feeding them when they caused them to grow up. So I understand how pressure can take place. I can understand how challenges can make you feel. But it's not about what's taking place. It's about how you endure, how you walk through that. And that's why leadership growth and development is very, very important. And you have to know how to walk in your authority because you have to be confident in who you are. So many people, let me correct that. Far too many people are operating on a daily basis and putting their validity in what they do as opposed to who they are. To get your leadership fix, it is imperative that you have a greater awareness of yourself. If you're living, if you're breathing, and if you've still been permitted to be on this earth and walk in authority, then you always have some more improvement. You always have some self-growth and development. It's not over until you're over. It's not over until you're done on this earth. But as long as you're here, there's always growth. There's always personal growth, not just business growth. The best professional in any industry is a leader who constantly work on themselves. And that's why we do what we do here at Next Level Leadership. Leadership Fix. Is that it's not because you're broken. It's not because you're just so messed up. Repairs after repairs. Maintenance after maintenance. Understanding after understanding. And all you're getting, get an understanding of not what you're doing, but who you are. In many professions, you go back to school and get CEUs. I know for me, operating as a clinical therapist, always taking classes, CEUs, keeping my skills sharpened, keeping my skills sharpened, keeping my skills sharpened, staying up with the latest, improving. And I had to have CEUs, continued education. That's exactly what it is. Well, guess what? I am a product that continuously need to be educated. Educated about me. Who I was last year, I promise you, oh my God, if you knew me, I am not the same person I am today. And what's so beautiful about it, I'm not going to be the same person as months, years come. That's the beautiful part and excitement. But as a leader, I don't want to go alone. I want to have people who are growing with me to constantly grow, grow, grow. My business increase, I give promotions. Business increase, I give increase. That's the beautiful part about it, but I can't give increase first until I get increase within. And that's why I have to walk in my law of authority. I have to make decisions, not just on my behalf, but decisions for my team, decisions for the people who are here. Just like a parent, you have to make decisions. Your child don't know what to do at 10 years old. They think they do. They don't know what to do as a teenager. They think they do. They don't know what they do in their 20s. They think they do. But regardless of how they grow and how old they are, you still get something up on them that they're going to need you. And making those decisions is something that we have to do in every profession as a leader. Regardless of if you're a parent, if you're an executive, if you are a line worker, it doesn't make a difference. If you're a police officer, if you're representing the law, walking in your law of authority is very critical. And you have to make decisions that will cause everyone to go to the next level. Some of those decisions are not easy. Guess what? Because you know someone is not going to like it. The beautiful part about leadership and walking in your law of authority is being confident that what you're doing is the best thing, not just for that individual, but for everyone around you. Because when we get to the next level and as we continue to grow, everyone will benefit. Everyone. And the greatest reward of a leader is to see their team grow and to see people benefit from their leadership abilities and their skills. Well, there you have it. Your leadership fix for today. I am Davetta Collins, and I definitely, once again, want you to give me a call. We have the Commercial Voice Real Estate Magazine, where we can place your ad in here, brand you, let people know about you, as well as being on this television show, no matter what profession you're in, commercial real estate, physician, whatever, medical field, whatever you're in. I promise you, there is a place somewhere for you at Next Level Leadership Media. Give me a call, 1-855-430-LEAD, 1-855-430-LEAD. I am Davetta Collins, and we'll talk soon. Have a good day.